anime's gay icons. Oftentimes they're literally gay, and sometimes it's about what they represent and mean to the gay community's libido. For day 21 of Pride, we're gonna take a look at a list of Japan's unofficial gay icons from anime, games, and etc. And what better day to talk about these men other than on Father's Day? Because they're all daddy as fuck. Asuma Sarutobi from Naruto. Now, I personally do not claim Kurenai as baby daddy, but the gay komi men love a rugged chin strap, and I just do not understand. With no mustache, I refuse. We are off to a bad start. Can't mention Asuma without mentioning his obligatory hairy daddy shipping partner in Be Gay do crime, Isshin Kurosaki. Much more amicable feelings about this one. I've had the hots for Isshin ever since I first watched Bleach, and there definitely isn't a more consistent gay coupling crossover in fan art, the actual gay agenda in practice. Zoro from One Piece. Those Oda cosigned t***s will not be denied. Zosan, Zolu, Mizo, someone else tap in, I do not go here. Zoro's fine as ever living and one of the very few reasons that I'm actually entertaining getting to One Piece before I pass on. If the portion of the fandom who have never interacted with anything canon whatsoever are anything to go off of, Haikyuu in general could be considered a series full of gay icons. Outside Tanaka. But the one character I think stands on, above the rest, is the one Haikyuu character I continue to buy merch of despite dropping the series, Daichi Sawamura. And that's only because Enoshita has absolutely fucking nothing. Daichi's Thaichi nickname is a common widespread delusion, but a delusion I'll buy into occasionally for self-interest. Unprompted additional hot take, Bokuto is way too skinny to be a himbo. Donate to Patreon or click join to help me pay for protection. Fire Force is a series that I swear I've come across Hetto Jinshi literally a totality of once, and that was only because I was actively looking for it. Otherwise, it's nothing but the Fire Boys hosing each other down! While my personal Fire Force bias is always going to be Vulcan Joseph, and I find him disrespectfully underutilized by fan artists outside of AI, we're obviously here to highlight Akitaru Obi. The head of Company 8 is always seen getting head from some other guy, whether faced or faceless. Gotta thank him for his service. This one I rebuke in spite of the money that I have spent in order to pay for artwork. Fucking Laios from Dungeon Meshi. I have zero interest in Dungeon Meshi, less than zero. I am like a passive hater from afar, but I do not mind the initial surge of creative liberties taken with his character when Dungeon Meshi's first season first aired. That being said, few things have gotten as real old real fast as Laios fan art. Only character as equally overdone from the same series is the chill cuck, or whatever his name is. This one's a personal fave, Seiji Shingen from the Idolm master SideM. SideM has a ton of appeal for all kinds of people who like all kinds of 2D boys, and Seiji's group frame is very much pandered to the men who like men, but Seiji is easily, without question, the standard of the group. Somewhat unfortunately, I actually personally have a slightly bigger bias for Ryu Kimura, but Seiji is still my man. Touken Ranbu also has massive variety in the 2D meat it offers, but the one anthropomorphic sword that you do know, even if you don't know Touken Ranbu, is Doudanuki Masakuni. Out in excess is an understatement and absolutely deserved. Few characters have I seen in this many total situations, scenarios, positions, and with so many mob characters. Fate I could technically name several, but this one also stands above the rest by historically standing below them in terms of his real life height. The little man with big scarred t***s, Napoleon Bonaparte those cheeks for me, baby! Even though they skipped most singularities, I'm still holding out hope for a Lost Belts anime, entirely so I can witness this height challenged as a whole. With a W in front of that, well, both actually. But I meant with a W! But I also mean without a W. Red from Pokemon, specifically from Sun and Moon. Few character evolutions have set off the libido of the gay community as aggressively, and of course I endorse. I literally had to look this one up because I know the design, but I do not know the name. Vayne from Grand Blue Fantasy. I know nothing about him other than what he looks like, even when I haven't been looking for him. And honestly, that's enough. Grinder profile accuracy. And lastly is actually a Bicon whose influence I've seen be diminished over time, and that's by erasure for you. But if you lived through his peak, you recognize Dante from the Devil May Cry remake. This man, I could not escape him during the mid-2010s, and I was absolutely not trying to. 3D CG, in my opinion, would not be where it is today if it weren't for that man's body being utilized in excess. Watched a friend play the game when it first came out. That opening cutscene is everything. And the fan-made animations have been nothing but spectacular, much like the Am I right, Keely? You'd be hard-pressed to find a game character of any gender that he has not And those are the unofficial gay icons of Japan, according to a Gaikokujin. Who would you add to this list? There are for sure more, but some I just did not want to acknowledge. But I'd appreciate it if you could acknowledge the organizations and petitions that are below in the pinned comment. Tomorrow for day 22 is the second to last BL OVA review of Pride. I have to shoot it right after this. Everybody get your pearls because we will be clutching. Bye!